What's going on, guys? So I literally just got a package in from Lids. I was going to bust it open and I was like, you know what, we haven't done one of these hat hauls in a while. So it's football season at the recording of this. We are just getting into it. Regular season is about to start. So I got some more Saints hats, got a few more LSU hats, and yeah, we're gonna check them out, see what's what, try them on, see how the fits are. So stay tuned. So first things first, I like the training camp hat so much, I wanted to get one for the gym that I could just get nasty and sweat in all the time. So got the double up on the 5950, big enough to where I can wear backwards. We covered this in the last hat video. This one's actually perfect. The sizing is actually perfect. So I like to get a new Saints hat to train in every year. I have some previous Crucial Catch cancer awareness hats that I train in, salute to service hats where I get the double up, because one, to just rock casually that I try not to sweat in and get all, dirty and nasty basically, but then there's always that one that got to wash ever so often because I'm constantly sweating in it. So this one specifically is a double up that I bought for the gym, and then I don't think it's going to go too well or too badly. It's kind of fall in between. Yeah, so it's fine backwards, a little more snug than I would like, but it'll be fine with my over-the-ear headphones on, but mainly I'll be rocking it like this at the gym. But the double up of the New Orleans Saints 2023 Training Camp 5950. Then we have LSU Tigers 5950 and 7 1/8. It's the Evergreen hat is what it's called basically. It's the series is Evergreen, but I mean it's just a standard Team Woodmark 5950. A little bit of a thread for me to pull off here. Has a gray underbill. So this one is a polyester hat, and check out the fit. Fit is actually streamlined. Perfection. Fits just right, not too snug, not too loose. Don't have a lot of space here on the sides. So let's see how it is backwards. I feel like this is going to be perfect. In the event I want to wear it backwards, we got Tigers going across, right across the top. Ear situation is not too bad, so feeling it. So not too shabby. The fit is actually perfection with this, with the big LSU Woodmark team colors. Purple and gold. Next we have 30 years. The 30 years patch with the interesting logo. When I saw this in the picture, I was like, ooh, that's different. I definitely need that. So here we go. We have the Saints 30-year patch on the side. This is a 5950. We have the gold stitch New Era flag. And then you have a little Saints tag on the back. Gray underbrim. So obviously it's a 950 snapback, so it is fully adjustable. Typically, this is the size for me. A little loose on here. Actually, not bad for when I want a looser fit. Really like the aesthetic of this one. This is a clean hat. So when I want it to fit a little bit more snugly, go down one size. Yeah, this is actually a perfect fit. Oh, yeah. Which snapbacks I typically don't wear backwards. So snapbacks are always worn to the front for me. But this is a clean hat. This might be one of my go-tos for the season, because I get a lot of Saints hats. I typically get the seasonal hats, the training camp hats, the sideline hats, which we're going to go over in a moment, the cancer hats for October, the salute to service hats in November. Like, I typically get those every single year. I'm on top of those. But there's always that one or two hats that are kind of the go-tos that I wear throughout the season, and I love the aesthetic of this one. I like how it looks on me. I like how the hat looks itself. This is going to be one of those. I think opening game, I'm probably going to rock this. So, yeah, this is called the 30-year patch, 950 snapback, because this patch here. We have the Urban Camo 5950. So I have green camo. The woodland camo that I've gotten years ago. I've been having it for a very, very long time. I mean, they always have some version of that. I've been wanting to get an Urban Camo Saints hat for many years. They come and go from time to time. Great undervisor. They had it in a 950 trucker with black mesh, and it was really dope looking. But I couldn't pass up the 5950 again. A perfect fit. We're hitting it out the park here with consistency on the fit and feel of these 5950s. Traditionally, they're hand stitched, so there's variants and variations. I don't know if they've streamlined the process where they're using machines these days. I would think, because New Era is such a massive company at this point. I mean, they have the licensing for the NFL and NBA hats, Major League Baseball, and so on. I mean, there's just so much licensing, so many hats to make on a monthly basis, I'm sure, that it can't just be all hand-stitched like it used to be. They sure market it that way. But here we go. I'm digging the vibe. This is a much more casual fit type of hat. I mean, they're all casual typically, but I mean, as far as like rocking with the sleeveless and stuff like that on a super hot day, that's kind of the look for something like this. Because I wear a lot of gray. That's why I like the Urban Camo. I wear a lot of gray. Yes, technically blue is my favorite color, shades of blue. Brighter blues typically, but all shades of blue across the spectrum, as well as high-vis yellow and pink. Typically, that's like my favorite colors, but what I actually wear the most when it comes to neutrals, it's not black, it's not white, it's not khaki. I'm a gray type of guy, and this hat really fits that aesthetic and that vibe. Let's dive into some Sideline hats. So they have several different colors. They have 940s, 3930s, 950s, 5950s. So I only grab certain ones here. Like I just said a moment ago, I love gray. So when I saw the multi-tone gray panels, this is one of the Sideline hats for this year. I had to go with the gray. So color blocking, this reminds me of the old Reebok hats back before New Era got the licensing in 2012 for the NFL, back when it was still Reebok. They had similar, like the late 2000s into the early 2000 teens, they had this type of color blocking. I have a lot of older New Era hats and Reebok hats especially, that this was the style in the 2000s. It was a thing, you know. So we have large fleur-de-lis, NFL shield, all in Saints colors. Another gray undervisor. Let's see how this 7 1/8 fits. Again, perfection. It's on the money. This is a clean look. I like how this one looks on me as well. This is a clean aesthetic. I'm feeling it so far. A bunch of great pickups for me, you know. Let's see how it is backwards. Again, another great fit. Not the best looking hat with the color blocking backwards. I think not bad. The Urban Camo looks better backwards, I think. But as far as an aesthetic with the bill forward, yeah. Yeah, this is money right here. This is quite the great New Era haul. Actually, I have one hat's not New Era, which we'll get to in one of the LSU hats in a moment. Yeah, the New Era, I mean, the kings of the crown, you know what I mean? So, yep, one of the Sideline hats, 5950, great color blocking. Then we have the 950 in team colors for the color blocking. So here we have white, and then it's technically Vegas gold. Shield and the black fleur-de-lis this time. Saints in gold on the side. White New Era flag. And again, 950. Gray undervisor. So this should be a little bit looser. So in case you guys are wondering, typically with 950s from New Era, all of them buckled is a slightly looser fit. And then I'll show you in a moment for the, yeah, this is a slightly looser fit. Like it's really hot outside, I'm going to be sweating a lot. This is just easier to get on and off, and I won't have the hat head thing going on, whereas I want the slightly snug fit, the more form-fitting, I guess you could say. It's literally just one in, and you'll see the difference in how the fit is. The brim slightly bends a little bit with this particular fit, which is really the way to go. This is kind of, if 7 1/16 was a thing, that's kind of what this adjustment goes to. It's not quite as snug as a 7, not quite as loose as a 7 1/8, because this, like even the previous fit where I had it adjusted, that's not quite a 7 1/8. It's a slightly looser than 7 1/8. Because 7 1/8, when done right, is typically the perfect size for me. Looser fitting 7s, which would be a 7 1/4, which is what we have going right here, is typically the size 7s that I roll with. But again, they're killing it this year. I'm glad they brought the color blocking back. It is kind of a throwback style and aesthetic, like I said, to the mid to late 2000s, really the 2000s era as a whole. So it's a good look. It's a familiar look for me. I like that they brought this back. Big logos. You gotta like the big logos for sure. But the 950, looking good. And then they have Sir Saint. They have the Heritage historical logo. So 1967 patch when the team came to existence. New Orleans Saints established in 1967. Color blocking's a bit different. So here we have kind of a faded gray with Sir Saint. The greatest Saints logo of all time is Sir Saint, in my opinion. I have an old Reebok Sir Saint hat that I just adore to this day. It's like from 2010. Love that hat. It's one of my favorite Saints hats. white New Era flag, shield in the back, standard colors, gray undervisor once again. Let's see how this 7 1/8 fits. This one's actually a lower crown fit. It actually fits my head a little bit better than the others. Like as far as the actual band sizing, it's a spot on 7 1/8, maybe a slightly snugger 7 1/8, like a 7 1/16 type of feel, just slightly snug compared to the other 7 1/8 that are in this particular haul. But the crown fits a little bit lower. It's not as high on the crown. Ergo, an even better aesthetic for me personally. Now, the low profile hats, not really my favorite thing. They have that natural curve to them. I like to, for an even more natural curve, I guess you could say, whereas those are pre-curved, not completely bent like dad hats, which are 920s as far as New Era's models go, 940s, 3930s, with the curved bill that, most guys like to wear. I prefer the flat brim, the flat bill, however you would like to call it. When it fits me properly, there's a slight natural curve, as you can see, and then I always kind of do a little bit extra to get that slight bend to it, I like the contour, I like the aesthetic to it, but this is the best fitting of the bunch. We have one more hat that is not a New Era hat. We saved that one for last. That one is a curved bill like I was just talking about, but the Sir Saint hat's the best hat of the bunch. I'm sorry, the historical sideline hat for this year is the best one. There's still more. There's a bunch more. If I wanted to get every sideline hat, I would have had to get like 15 hats. From 940s to 920s to 3930s to the variety of 950s and 5950s. I just got strategic with the ones that really look the best to me in pictures, and I'm super happy with all of them. Look at that patch. Yeah, the Sir Saint hat, this is the best one. Last but not least, we have an LSU hat. This was a top of the world hat, so more collegiate brand than anything else. Top of the world if you shop on Fanatics, Fans Edge, NFL Shop, NCAA Shop. Hell, WWE was with Fanatics now. Top of the world is typically the collegiate branding. I wanted something not quite as structured, a little more relaxed fit to train in with LSU. I do have an LSU hat that I like to train in, but it's got a Realtree camo look to it. It's a more structured trucker hat. I wanted something a little bit more relaxed fit, which we have that vintage stonewash look to it with the purple and the yellow, old school thin LSU logo, and then kind of a beige mesh. Like I said, it's an unstructured hat. So very relaxed fit. Pull this out. Let's see so it's already set to this. With these, I might need to go another notch just for it to be comfortable, but nope, perfect fit. It's exactly where it needs to be. I have a little bit of room, so I won't have, it's not like really pressing into my forehead. Has that low profile look. This is the kind of curve I was speaking of a moment ago, so I do like the aesthetic to this. We have this massive sticker. Guys, take your stickers off your hats. I used to go as far as leaving the hologram. That was the only sticker I would leave, even on flat bills. But like leaving the size stickers, come on guys. Come on guys, stop that. Take the damn stickers off your hat. The hats don't look good with stickers all over them. What are you planning on reselling it in 10 years after you've sweated in it 1,000 times? Come on. Come on guys, take the stickers off your hats. But aside from that, the next time you see any of these hats on me in video, they won't have the stickers on them. But I do like the fit and feel. This will be good. This hat's going to get sweated in quite often. I bought this one for the gym. I do like to have a certain rotation of hats for the gym because I typically don't like to sweat in my hats unless it's strictly for activity. Golf hats, gonna sweat in those. Training hats, the gym and such, gonna sweat in those. So those are ones that I have the different hat racks and stuff to wash my hats with. But for the most part, the hats that I collect and wear casually, such as these, the rest of these basically, besides the training camp double up, those, as soon as I start sweating, or if I start sweating a decent amount, I pull my hat off, wipe my head. I have a bald head, so no greasy hair from sweating or anything to deal with. But overall, every single one of these hats fit really well, so definitely very happy with the way this turned out. Just real quick, if we're picking a favorite, I think it's going to come down between these two, just to show you guys what I think are my two favorites as far as how they look on me. the 30-year patch, and then Sir Saints. Let's, real quick before we close out the video, just one more time. This is just a super, super clean look. Obviously, again, you won't see the stickers moving forward, but I really like the aesthetic and the fit overall, and it's a very, very different fleur-de-lis style, almost like a vibrating logo in many ways, or like a ripple effect, however you would like to describe it. You get the point. I don't have a fleur-de-lis. I have a ton of Saints hats, guys. Ton of Saints hats I've been collecting over the years. A lot of limited edition stuff. And none of them have this type of fleur-de-lis, so I think that's why I like it so much, because it's just something different. Because I have so much stuff that's, you know, for having redundant fragrances, I have redundant hats in many ways where they're not quite that different from one another. So a lot of these are very different from one another. So I can appreciate this year's lineup. So, and then the other one, the color blocking with Sir Saint for the historical sideline hat. I don't know what games they'll be wearing them specifically, but this is a badass hat, guys. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe before you leave this video. I appreciate those of you that did decide to check out this hat haul video, kind of early season. We'll be doing follow-ups to this when I get all of the Crucial Catch headwear. And, I mean, we'll look at the apparel, too, because I get the shirts, I get the hoodies, all that good stuff. I spend a lot of money on the limited stuff for October and November, so you guys will see videos for those hauls. That's not just going to be hats. There's going to be beanies involved in those, too, as well as tops. You're going to see shirts. You might see long sleeves, jackets, hoodies. I don't know. We'll see what comes out, but I typically get all of the hats. Whereas with these sideline hats, I kind of picked and choose. I decided to pick and choose, but with those, I typically get every model, unless it's redundant, where, like, say this was 5950 and the exact same thing in a 950 snapback. I just get one or the other. I'm not going to double up and get both fit types for the exact same hat, but when the hat is a completely different model, like getting this and then they have it in, say, 3930. I'm going to get the 3930. They have it in 940 with a slight variant to maybe mesh in the back. I'm going to get the 940. You follow what I'm saying. So, once again, thank you guys for checking out the video. Make sure do all the good stuff for algorithm and analytics before you leave, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Y'all have a good one.